Welcome back to another episode of Look What Jess Found. Today is episode 365. We made it, man. We made it. You know, it was touch and go there for a while. You know, I'm still getting over a cold. But with 365 daily videos. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You shouldn't have. You shouldn't have. Thank you. I appreciate that. God bless. Thank you. I appreciate that. And so my members, Eric from Kenai Collectibles, he has a great website and YouTube channel and um, Discord channel. The links are below in the body of the description of this video and all my videos. Eric, Otis, who's been with us for a long time now. Sandra, she's been with us for the second longest after Eric. MAR-TAY, who came back, and Ter. So thank you. So my members get to watch the video as I upload, as I schedule them. Everyone else gets to see them when they're scheduled. So this is the 365th scheduled video, and it's a special video today, obviously, because it's 1 year of daily coin roll hunts. And I'm going to do 2 rolls today. I only do 1 roll. The last video, if you're keeping up with the channel, episode 364 was like 40 minutes. You know, we found some very interesting coins in episode 364. I'll link it. I'll link it at the end over here if you want to watch, if you didn't see it. And there were other I forget, it was a really, really good video. So what I did was I keep a bag of penny rolls by my desk in my office from previous, going to the bank and stuff like that and picking them up. And what I looked for today were, because it might make it a little quicker, right? So maybe I'm cheating a bit. I might not be. I look for the newer look type penny rolls that were kind of bright. They're not, because what happens is you could tell how old a penny roll is because, like, see how bright it is here? This one could be newer. Then they start to get faded and faded. And that tells me that maybe the person had the penny roll for years and years and years sitting there. But anyway, without further ado, this is the special 2-roll video. And I'm going to assume it's going to be at least an hour long, maybe 50 minutes, maybe an hour and 10 minutes, something like that. Oh, and look at all the copper in here. Holy moly. I can't believe this. There's got to be at least... Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I was not expecting this at all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, about 15 coppers or more. So about 30% copper-ish, something like that. All right, well, I better get to it. I'm not going to rush, but I'm going to keep my commentary. I don't know. I was going to say to a minimum, but I don't know. I can't do that. It's kind of hard to do that. But I will maybe... See, it's kind of hard when you find coins like this. You really got to check them out. Look at the reverse, how it's just one side. Probably got caught in something. It's pretty cool looking. Copper? Oh, wow. So we're finding copper already. Oh, die dent, rim dent. All right. Yeah. It said this is going to be a ton of copper in here, man. I could tell, Ray. Look at this. Wow. Wow. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I'll put that to the side. A lot of copper, man. I'm not going to count the copper or anything because I'm really just going to go straight through. I will keep the newest penny to the side. So we got 2012. And I will identify the newest penny at the end of each roll. Look at that. And I'll try to estimate how much copper we got. Another nice looking copper misaligned die. All right, we got 2015 now. Placed at 2012. I'm trying to keep my fingers on the edges. I know sometimes I go like this and you can't see the penny. I apologize about that. 2005. Sometimes the pennies are slippery and difficult to grab, especially with these rubber fingers that I got on. I use the rubber fingers because they're cheap, you know. 2015. All right, this is another 2015. Looks like it was hit. $365 days of nonstop videos. And the reason I'm making this one special, and I mentioned this is a zinc. Almost has that bumpy surface that people pay money for. It's not quite there. Not quite there. Excuse me. $365 days, man. Yeah, the channel has come. I guess if I'm going to talk about anything during this video, it's really the history of the channel, and if anybody's interested in hearing it. My members watch all my videos. They leave comments on a regular basis, so I know that they know everything about the channel. I really consider them like friends at this point. Anybody else who wants to become a member, it would be greatly appreciated. So, is this copper? I think so. 82 is a nice one. So about a year ago, January of 2024, is when the channel really started to take off. 10,000 views a day. Yeah, just about 10,000 views a day. I was getting over 1,000 subscribers a month. I see that on the 4. It's more like machine doubling. Not even a good example, but it is noticeable. Let me have some water. Is it 94, the one with the double ear? No. I think that's the 97. And I don't know, I was doing different types of stuff. I wasn't just doing penny roll hunting. I was doing other things, and I'll still do them on occasion. But as the months rolled on, what I decided to do was to focus more on pennies, right? Because there's only so much change. And when I mean change, I mean nickels, dimes, quarters that I'm gonna find nowadays in my pocket change. And you obviously get much less of them in a roll. And I just don't have the interest or the money really to go and get. I like some of these channels, and I give them, I give them, their flowers, that they're doing boxes a week. They're doing silver dollars and on a regular basis. I mean, I've done silver dollars and stuff like that, and coins, silver coins, and that I noticed that they got, that's a 2015. What was this one? Oh, they're both 2015s. Okay. And I like those videos. I mean, these people got, they have the funds, or they have the time. I mean, man, to go there every couple days or every week and say, let me get your nickels, your dimes, your quarters, and I'll be honest with you, that's just not me. I really don't want to get to know anybody that well. I want to go once every month or two. Another 2015. So this is probably the earliest. And we still got a bunch of the roll left. Um, I thought there was a lot more copper in here. I said 15 coppers. So far, we got 4. So I guess I was wrong. I just guess they were just dirty pennies. And here goes number 5. I spoke too soon. I'm not really down with that. I go every couple months, and whatever they got, they got. I got about 5, 6, 7 branches within driving distance, and I'll try to get between $50 and $100 worth of pennies, and that'll be it. That'll be for the next few months. We get to see if anything's interesting in them, and um, and there's usually a little bit of overflow. You know what I'm saying? So I'll have like the next month and a half, which is like it's 45. But if I get $50, that's 100 rolls. So I'll have an extra 50 more than that. So I'm always doubling up, and I'm always building up a reserve of penny rolls in my oh, it's nice and dark, in my basement, right? So I got a 200 or $300 in my basement at this point from a year of going to the bank and getting more than I needed. Hold on a second. Let me look at this penny under the loop. So there seems like there's some separation in the motto, and possibly in the date, but I'll be honest with you, between the cleaning and all that, it's still only going to be a $1 or $2 penny, and I'm not really in the mood to go through all that for this penny. I'm not going to put it as a value over $1, so it's just not worth the cleaning for me. I'm going to put that into with the fines. And another that's weird. Back-to-back 64s. That's odd. Let me look at this one under the loop also. I like the fact that this penny is cleaner than the last one, and the G has some really, really nice separation. I don't know if you can see it or not. I don't want to go any closer because you're gonna lose the resolution. Yeah, you can see the G. Has some really nice separation on the G. Um, maybe some extra thickness in the date and the Liberty, but still, either way, there's not enough of it there for me to keep this. To be honest with you, um, it's cool, but still, I'm not going to keep this one. I'll put it with the fines also, so somebody can have that. So, that's basically been the game plan for the past year. Was just take $100, 50 to $100 every month or two. Do a bank run and try to save as many pennies as I can. Try to um, do at least a penny roll, schedule a penny roll hunt a day. And I think for the most part, I've been pretty successful at accomplishing that very, very small, tiny, whiny goal. In my opinion. YouTube did some shenanigans for like the past 6 months, and they just stopped doing it after the election. And that was basically pure greed on their part, wanting people to. Our earliest one is 2015, and we got two, 3, 4. We got about 4 more here. 8. We got about 10. So it was pretty close. We got about 10 copper, 20% copper. That's great, and very happy with that. That's our first roll. Yeah. So YouTube, and I'm very disappointed with YouTube in that sense. Um, it was just really a pure greed move where they wanted to get people to pay for views, so they made everyone's algorithm go down to encourage people to pay for clicks. And I was like, I'm not going to do that. And for 6 months, I went from 1,100 views a month all the way down to about 300 views a month. So that's to show you the shenanigans that they were doing. And then all of a sudden, after the election, which is weird how the timing of that, it could be just coincidence. I'm sure it is. How it just went from, and you see, and it went, the line just went straight. It's like, they're like, oh, it's not working for these people. Let's just stop because they're losing out on the money, right? It's like, okay, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. So I guess they gave it a time frame of like 6 months. And then they said, all right, whoever's dumb enough to do it, we got them. And these other people, they're never going to do it. So let's just give them their channel back and give them their clicks back. And that's what they did. And I just saw it just shot right up, but I never gave up, even though it went down to 300 subscribers a month. I never gave up. I said, you know what? It is what it is. I'm doing this because I like doing it. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, if you went to zero subscribers a month, or maybe even 50, it'd be like, oh, that's really, really like, I'm doing too. I do put a lot of work into this, as you could tell. Let's see how many we think we got here. I can't really. Let me put the light on. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5, 6. I'm gonna say 6 or 7 on this one. Let's take that light off. And I never gave up, you know. I never gave up. That's a nice looking one. I know it's not copper. I know it's a zinc. 2008. That's our newest one here so far. I never gave up. 2015. It's newer. Let me just make sure. Let me take a look at it. And I kept on with the channel, and I outlasted them. You know, I guess part of it is that, you know, I'm not making that much with. Believe it or not, my income only went down. I mean, as far as YouTube, I got up to about $180 a month, 185 at one point, and it went down to like 120. So I mean, you know, not a big deal. You know what I mean? But it started going back up again. Oh, 2023. So this is a newer roll. All right, so we can get rid of that one. Any extra V? Oh, snap. I don't think that's the extra V, but I definitely have to look at it because it looks like an extra V rate. It looks like a V. All right, let me take off the light and put it on pause and look through the loop. So I looked at it pretty good, and what it is that there's like a little anomaly over here, like a mark, and but I'm pretty sure it's not the extra V. It doesn't look, you know, you really want to see a V that looks kind of like that V. I know sometimes they are a little lighter, or they're usually a little bit lighter, but you know, uh, for this one, I'm gonna have to say no extra V on that. I don't like the way it looks anyway, so that's that. And the funny thing is, one of my hairs, maybe, or hair from somebody. That's not one of mine. Cat hair. Another. Oh, there's a couple cat hairs in this one. So you know, prior to um, in 2021 was the last time that I worked for. I'm gonna say for someone, right? That somebody gave me a check for doing work. 2021, and I decided to work for myself, and I work at home, and that's what I do now. I work at home. So last year, when I started to do this, I said, "All right, let's see if I could just get monetized." You know, and it took me about, I think it only took me a couple months to get monetized. Like I said, because I just had so many. Um, no flared G. I just was getting had, you know, the channel was kind of popular, you know, or is kind of popular, whatever you want to call it. So so I got monetized, and then, you know, like right away I started getting these $150 checks every month, which is, you know, not a big deal. I mean, if you got 150 bucks a day, I think this is copper. Yeah, 1980. I mean, if you know, $150 a day, 30 days, that's what's that? Every 10 would be 1,500. And times that by three, $4,500 a month. Now that's good, right? That'd be great. I could pay some bills with that. $150 is nothing though. Anyway, so so this is the first time that I've got. I mean, my whole life was a check from somebody else. This is the first time I really. That's not true. I worked for myself for a little bit when I was doing the real estate. Um, but between the expenses for owning your own property, and I owed them, you know, I owned like in these bad areas. I had people steal refrigerators and destroy my houses, so they cost me so much money. Leave me with with the water and sewer bill, hundreds of dollars. So it was really hard for me to make money in real estate. I did do it for a little while, strictly on that, but um, it didn't last too long, and I basically always had a job or two, even while I was doing the real estate. Another 2023. Let me look at this under the loop real quick. There's no extra V on this, but I have to say this is one of the most beautiful pennies I found in a while. It's almost perfect. it's like the picture you would find in like in Google Images or something. It's just absolutely pristine. This would be like an MS 65 or 66, I'm assuming. Wow, what a beauty. so so this is the first time, between 2021 and 2024, I was just working, like I said, working for myself, which I'm still doing. And then I started getting these $150 checks. And I was like, oh, this is cool, 150, but whatever, maybe it pays for the pennies, you know what I'm saying? And then of course, I have 5 members, which YouTube takes like, half the money, so I get like another $20 from them. That's also very nice. I'm very appreciative. Thank you. I think that's part of the 150 though. So I guess it would be like 130 if it wasn't for my members, who I'm very grateful for. And like I said, they're more like friends at this point. And hopefully I get some more. So, um, oh, oh no. Look how the E looks like a D. You notice that? That's what confused me a little bit about it. It looked like DD. I guess it's just the way the dirt is there. Let's see. Let's go a little closer. Yeah, it's just the way the dirt kind of rounded off the other E, made it look like a DD. It's pretty cool. Not a strike through or a die clash, I don't think, but just really cool looking. Just dirty, a dirty penny. I'll put that to the side too. Why not? If I remember. So, you know, and I think a lot of people are going to relate to this, but unless you're very fortunate and you work for a place where you get along with everybody and it's just like the bee's knees, most of these corporations do a lot of nonsense, like they want you to do more for less. And, 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 the last thing you want is the longer you're working at a place, the harder you have to work. I mean, you would think that after another beautiful 23, you would think that after working for some place for a certain amount of time, that and we only found like 2 coppers. We haven't found much copper in here at all, which I said at the beginning of the video, only 5 or 6. We found 2 coppers so far, and I think this might be number 3. I'm not sure. It looks like there's some copper coming up, though. I have to say, they looks like there might be some copper. But we might hit the 6 or 7. 64. Got to really check these out. So dirty. I'm not even gonna put it under the loop unless I really write the D. You always find the D with that little notch. Yeah, I'm not gonna go crazy about this one. So oh, I didn't separate them. Oh, I think I was putting them with the whatever. It doesn't matter. So it's hard to find a job. If you found a job that you stay for, your whole life because you just fit in with them, but if you most of the time you'll get a job, and what happens is they see that you're doing that, that you mastered the skills that they gave you, right? So whatever they gave you, whatever, doing 100 widgets a day. So you're like, okay, you do 100 widgets a day, you make your $100. It's $1 a widget, and then after a couple years, you're doing those 100 widgets. It's really easy to do the 100 widgets. But that's all they wanted you to do when you first started, and they gave you $100 a day. They give you $1. Now all of a sudden they want you to do 150 widgets because they know you could do it. So like, he's not working that. So like they're always trying to squeeze people to get every bit of productivity out of them, and um But but they don't want to give you the dollar a widget. Now they're giving you 75 cents a widget, so that if you still want your $100, you got to do 150. You know what I'm saying? Because they know you're doing the widgets too fast. They know you mastered that skill, but instead of rewarding you with the relaxation, like, okay, you got to a certain point, no, they don't value that. They want you to make 150 widgets now. And that's kind of what YouTube did. They're like, okay, you're doing this, but we want more out of you. So we want you to pay to go to work. I mean, that to me, that's the epitome of a smack in the face. It's like you're going to work. I'm doing 10 videos a day, right? One long, two longs, and 5, 6, 7, 8 shorts, just to get 150, 180 bucks. And then they say, nah, we want you to give us back that money. It's like, and I don't want to use profanities or anything, but sometimes that's what happens, right? You stay someplace so long, and then they want to get more out of you, and then you're just like, screw you, man. The only thing I have to say about YouTube was that the money was so low, and I didn't depend on it, that it really didn't matter, and it really didn't go down that much lower. Another 82D. It's zinc, obviously. If this was a copper penny, it'd be worth $20,000, but it's not. So it's in that condition, it's worth about a quarter, maybe. But because I didn't need the money, I don't need the money. It's not money. It's not, they didn't, it's not much. It's $150 a month. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Because of that, I was just able to keep doing what I like doing and being like, you know what? Even the copper and the errors that I'm finding, that's enough for me. You know what I mean? Plus, I get to meet some nice people, and we got some. Oh, what a light D that is! I've never seen. Let me look at this under the loop. So this is a pretty cool. So that's a light strike mint mark, and there are some other, either extra thickness or spreading on the other letters. The L in the Liberty, which is the one you really want to find, does have some notching um, in it. You can see it there pretty good. And the same thing with the Liberty, has either some separation or some, and then same thing in the motto. You can see very specific spreading rate there. And again, it could be because of grease. It could be because of grease. So that could be why the D is so light. There might have been some grease over it. And then on the reverse, on the U, I noticed, and you can see on the bottom of the U right there, there's some doubling on the U. So look at that on the end. Yeah, so pretty cool looking. It's mostly on just the U. You can see it right there. The notching or doubling or machine doubling. But that's all right, we found a good penny. Might be $5 or something like that. So when YouTube did that, and then I realized, I made the connection between it started when they started asking people to promote their channel. And I was like, I'm not paying to promote my channel. You promote my channel for free because I'm freaking working for you, man. You know what I'm saying? So when they started that, it kind of just reminded me of of most of the corporations that I work for, how they just want more and more. Like they want you to pay to go to work. And it's just like, are you kidding me, man? But I stood with it anyway, and I won. And any other YouTuber that stood with it over the past 6 months also won. Let me look at this under the loop. Yeah, no, nothing to see here. Not really. I mean, it might be some spreading her, but it's all right, no big deal. So that was really disappointing for me. It's like, damn, man, even for something I'm almost doing for free, they got to try to juice you. And I was really disappointed. But then when I saw it going back up, I was like, all right, I won. I beat him. You know what I mean? And I was like, all right, that's a really good sign. And then, of course, with hopefully the change in climate going hopefully back towards capitalism again, maybe things will start to look up. So I'm sticking with Nice 82. I'm sticking with it. And I hope you enjoyed this longer video. Where's the other 82? I have another 82 here. Put them together. I want to thank everybody out there, especially the ones, the subscribers. We have thousands and thousands of subscribers. Thank all of you who stood by me and were supportive and, left supportive and encouraging and insightful and thoughtful comments. Thank you of course, to my members who, Eric, Otis, Sandra, Ter, and MAR-TAY. Thank you guys. Thank you for everybody who's bought me a coffee, who sent me a super chat. Thank you to all of you. God bless you for being here for the past year. I'm a believer in Christ, and that to me is the most important thing in life. Everything else, hopefully, reflects that, and the fact that this isn't it. You know what I mean? That there's something beyond this that's greater and eternal. You know, and that going through penny roll hunting is kind of like a nice wholesome activity, as long as we keep it that way. There are a lot of not so wholesome people out there that are mean and nasty, and they use um, YouTube and other websites just for them to vent their misery. And I think I've learned how to really moderate that and to shift the channel away from those negative people. And the other 11,000 of you who are here, thank you. I really, really, really appreciate that. God bless. And I'll see you in episode 366, the first video of the second year of this channel. And I don't know if I'm going to do this. I have to remember whatever it is, 700 and 730. I'll have to remember. If not, then this is it. Take care.